Our final goal is going to be to maintain and potentially expand access throughout the network. Basically what that means is, at this point, we have successfully done everything necessary to evade techniques for detection. We gained access to the system, we escalated our privilege to own the box, and now we're locked into the system. Now our goal is going to be to protect our access to that system. And potentially, if the system is on a network or in a DMZ or something, we might want to expand access to include other boxes. The best attack method for a company is from the inside. If you can compromise a server on the inside of the company, then you can actually attack other systems and potentially go unnoticed, where an attack from the outside might be suspicious. So we want to maintain access to that system because it could be gold for us later. Usually, we're going to rely on different tools such as rootkits or backdoor accounts or various backdoor software programs to help us maintain access. I've seen a lot of scenarios in the past where hackers will come in, take over a box, remove all accounts but theirs, and effectively lock everyone else out. The only way to then solve that problem is to shut the system down, reformat it, and start over again. So other methods can be useful. There are some rootkits out there that basically just hide the fact that a hacker is running around on the system. The user is only going to see what the operating system shows them. If the operating system is compromised through a rootkit or some other type of manipulation program, the user would never know what's going on. So once we have ensured that we can maintain access to our existing system, then we want to start expanding out to other systems on the network. A great example of this is in the DMZ. If you can compromise a web server, there may be other management servers or workstations in the DMZ that are protected from internet access but don't have IP restrictions between other DMZ nodes. A great example of this would be a very common task or a very common method used by corporations is to place a management box on the network in the DMZ and only use that box to manage various services that run in the DMZ. Let's say we got a web server, for example. That web server only allows access to a certain interface through the management box. So we got to go log into that management box, and it's the only machine on the DMZ. No internal traffic allowed. If we can compromise that web server, then we can use that web server to gain access to that management machine. Again, expanding our access and possibly moving into the actual back-end network. So we're taking an indirect path, but we're expanding our access in that process. This is definitely one of those optional components in the methodology process, but is commonly used and exploited by hackers because people simply don't expect their web server to attack their management machine. So they lower the defenses on the management machine because it only talks to the web server. So we can use this expanding access methodology component to exploit basically weaknesses in the user's thinking inside the box.